welcome to an episode of True Life. My iPad is boring. My iPad is dry and collecting cobwebs in the corner of my room somewhere. Come here. We're gonna work on that today because today I'm gonna show you what I have on my iPad in 2025. I'm talking apps, widgets, all the things that are gonna help this become your best friend this year. Yeah. Let's get into it. First, let's talk specs. I have an 11-inch iPad Air in silver. I used it along with this stylus pen that I found on Amazon because we're not paying Apple Pencil prices over here. No ma'am and no sir. I also have this forest green iPad case, which I can use in many ways, as well as this keyboard case that can be connected via Bluetooth and gives me the look and feel of an actual laptop. I also use this paper-like magnetic screen because sometimes you just want to feel like you're writing on paper, right? So here's a look at what my iPad looks like when you open it up. She's cute, right? At the bottom here, I have all the apps that I use most frequently. Text messages, Safari, Spotify, because your girl likes to dance. A few other notable apps include YouTube, settings, and my photo gallery. Now let's talk about widgets. I use the app Widgetsmith to create custom widgets for my iPad. I actually use it to build out this entire home screen and add things like this photo, this flip clock, which not only tells me the time, but can also be used as a countdown timer. You can really run wild with this widget app. Another app that's quickly becoming one of my favorites is Playground. It uses AI to turn your descriptions and concepts into fun, original images that you can then turn into a widget. Or you can save them into your photo library and use them in your daily planner or wherever. For productivity apps, I have Habit Tracker, which helps me track water intake, workouts, and just about anything I want to build habits around. Whenever I complete a habit for the day, I can just tap on it and it will change color to show it's been completed. Seeing my progress in real time is chef's kiss. Next, I use GoodNotes for just about everything. I have my digital planner where I keep my daily to-do list. I've also started digital journaling and I love it here. I like that I can customize the type of paper that I use as well as the color because sometimes I'm a little emo. I've also loaded it with a ton of digital stickers and custom fonts to get the most out of this app. For more detailed organization, I turn to Notion. This is where I have my vision board, which I created in Canva, and I also have my goal tracker since I'm on a journey to change my life in 6 months. Wish me luck. I also use the Trello app for content planning across all of the social platforms that I'm on. So I can just come in here and look through these lists for content ideas. It also allows me to upload inspirational photos and set reminder and due dates. Absolutely love this app. Next, I have this screen time app on my home screen to make sure that I'm not spending too much time staring at my screen. Then there's the Clockify app, which I highly recommend. It's a time tracker that lets you keep track of your work hours across multiple projects. So I'm able to see how much time I'm spending on things like content creation, email management, and things like that. Finally, we have my bestie, ChatGPT, because sometimes I need some ideas or help with scripting or just someone to talk to at 2 a.m. Hey, no judgment. Now let's get into my creative apps. First up, I have Procreate, which is a great app for drawing and doodling. I'm still working on my doodling skills, but this is where I come to play around with adding lines and squiggles to my photos. I've also been loving the Lake app, which is pretty much a digital coloring book. I use this one at the end of my day when I just want to relax, unwind, and clear my mind. Next, for content creation, I use Canva for all things graphics. This is where I come to make all of my YouTube cover photos. It's where I made my vision board, and it's also where I've saved my go-to color palette, including the hex codes, so that I can use them in other apps like GoodNotes and CapCut, because we like to stay consistent. I've also got Unsplash. This is where I go to find high quality royalty-free images to use on my vision boards or to use as wallpaper for my desktop. They have thousands and thousands of photos that you can choose from. I use Photoshop Express for detailed photo edits, and CapCut is my go-to for editing short form videos like Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, TikToks, all of it. Now this app Shutter is great if you take self-portraits. It's a game changer. It turns my iPad into a remote for my camera, so no more awkward self-timer runs. Then there's the app iFont. I use this one to add different fonts to my iPad, and then I use them in GoodNotes for my planners and journals. Now let's get into the fun stuff, my entertainment apps. First up, I have all of my social media apps loaded on here. That's Instagram, Threads, Pinterest, and YouTube. There's just something about watching YouTube on an iPad. It's just so crisp, so clear, and I feel like I'm right there with them. Next, one of my favorite apps right now is the MD Vinyl app, which syncs with my Spotify and turns it into a virtual turntable. Yeah, it doesn't get any cooler than that. And now because I'm a kid at heart, I do have a few games loaded on my iPad. There's Candy Crush, a true classic, takes me back to a simpler time. I also have Angry Birds, an oldie but goodie. Then there's Mario Kart Tour, because I am a Nintendo kid at heart. My siblings and I used to play Mario Kart all the time growing up, so this one always takes me to my happy place. I also have Temple Run. This game used to have us all in a complete chokehold, right? And then lastly, I have Wordscapes, which I like to play just to keep my mind sharp. You pretty much just try to form as many words as you can to make it to the next level. Lastly, for health and wellness, I have the Health app, which connects to my Apple Watch and tracks things like my sleep, my steps, and it also has helpful articles down here at the bottom. Then there's my Fitness Pal, which I haven't used as much these days, but I'd like to start it back up. It's pretty much like a digital food diary. It helps me keep track of the food I'm eating and the nutrients that I'm taking in on a day-to-day basis. Lastly, there's the Nike Run app for tracking my runs, although I haven't used it since 2021. Eek! And yeah, that's everything on my iPad. Hopefully this gave you some inspiration to dust yours off and give it a revamp.